All right, there it is. We should be back in the building. Let me double check and make sure we're good. Oh yeah, here we go. Y'all know what to do. Drop a 1 in the chat if you could hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you could see me. We are back in the building on this Wednesday morning. Happy morning, Wednesday morning to all of y'all. It's hump day. And welcome, 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 welcome. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can see me. We're gonna get into it, and welcome back to another YouTube live stream. And I am your host, ClassE, of patreon.com/ClassEbeats. By the way, the link is in the description as well as in the pinned comment in the chat. And we're going to get into it today. We've got a lot of information to talk about. We got a sad story to start the day with, disappearance, and now a body has been found. We're gonna talk about Stefon Diggs, Cardi B's baby daddy, and one of the most recent additions to my New England Patriots team. We're gonna get into it. Of course, we got Candace Owens too. It wouldn't be a day without Candace Owens. Y'all know I built my entire channel off of Candace Owens, according to some. Let's go ahead and get into it. But before I do, I gotta say what's up to the people, man. Shout out to the gang in the building. So good to see every single one of y'all showing up and showing out. Let me say good morning to and thank you to my awesome, amazing Amy. My beautiful Amy E is in here doing what she does. That's be amazing. Shout out to Amy. We got A Fitz in the building. Les Cleaver in here. We've got Virginia Wiley is back at it. So good to see all of y'all. If you could do me a favor. Excuse me, do me a favor. I don't ask for much on this show, but the one thing I do ask is that you like the video on your way in. Likes are free. It helps the channel continue to grow. Lets the algorithm know that you guys are enjoying the show. It shares the video, the channel, and this live stream with more people. So thank you to all of you that have liked the video so far. I appreciate it. Helps us out a ton. And if you're feeling extra generous, you can share the video as well. All you have to do is click the share button. It's got an arrow that's curved and pointing to the right. Allows you to share the video and this live stream to Facebook, Instagram, X, and you can even share it via text message. So I know a lot of you do that, and I see y'all, especially when you post over on X. So thank you to everybody that's posting on X. I also will be reading super chats as we go throughout the show as well. We don't ask for super chats, but some of y'all really do go the extra mile and just like to contribute and support by sending in super chats. So thank you to everyone that's done that. I appreciate y'all. And thanks for keeping the lights on here on the morning show. We've got my guy Les Cleaver in the building on this Monday. One of the hardest working guys I know. He says, may God bless you all this year and that you're loved and appreciated for all that you do. Best YouTube channel ever. Hey, thank you, Les Cleaver. Love you all. Shout out to Les Cleaver. And yeah, happy New Year's Eve to y'all. Is it New Year Eve or New Year's Eve? I think this has been a debate that's been going on for a long time. I feel like I need to ask ChatGPT, but it'll just give me some politically correct answer. So y'all let me know in the chat. Is it New Year's Eve or is it New Year Eve? It seems like it should be New Year's Eve because it's the eve of the new year. And then it should be Happy New Year, right? I don't know. Let me know what y'all thinking here. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year Eve to you all. We made it. Keep building in 2026. Yeah, it's just gonna be, tomorrow's gonna be another day. Y'all know we're not gonna miss. We will be here live streaming tomorrow because the only party we're gonna do tonight is on the Song of the Night Live, another live stream we do here and host on the channel. So make sure y'all tune in for that as well. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I know you guys won't be disappointed with the content. You won't be disappointed with the consistency. We're always showing up here, so it's gonna be a good time. All right, let's go ahead and get into it because this first story we've got is very, very sad. And Amy actually brought this story to me this morning, and it's a very unfortunate turn of events. So we're gonna talk about it here in a second. And the story I'm talking about is the disappearance, and now we're finding out that she has been found when it comes to Camila Mendoza. Now, Camila, she was missing on Christmas Eve. They didn't know what happened to her. And I'll give you guys the background as well as Amy's going to give you a little bit of introduction as to what happened. But a very sad situation here. And now they're finding out that they may have found the body and it may be Camila. Check this out from KSAT 12 out there in Texas. Here we go.
We begin with breaking news right off the top here. A huge update in the search just moments ago for Camila Mendoza Olmos. The Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar came on the air within the last half hour saying that a body, in fact, has been found.
We do want to make this clear. The sheriff says it's still too early to tell if the body is Camila. Really, the medical examiner is going to make the final ruling on that. That could take a few days or maybe even a week. But at this point, the sheriff said that he does not suspect foul play. Let's listen to what he had to say about 20 minutes ago.
Actually, this afternoon, made a conscious decision to go back to an area that had already been checked. But due to tall grass, we felt that there would be a benefit to checking the area once again. And as I mentioned, probably about 10 minutes into that search, the body was found. And definitely, you know, if you're going through a crisis yourself, reach out and get help. If you suspect that a friend or family member is going through a tough time mentally, please get them the help that they need.
Shout out to the sheriff.
So again, that was the sheriff within the last half hour speaking for about 15 to 20 minutes in both English and Spanish for the media that assembled here at kind of a hastily called press conference that was supposed to begin about 5:15. And there are a number of takeaways from that. As he said, it's still too early to tell definitively if this in fact was Camila, but the body was found about a quarter mile from where the press conference was staged. And he said about a few hundred yards away from her northwest side home.
Yeah. So
now, and there has been suspicion because they're now saying that the body they found, it looks like not only was the body possibly Camila, but it could be a result of self-deletion. Y'all know we won't use the word here of fear of being censored in some way. So now we're going to get into the background of the story in case y'all haven't heard about this. Shout out to Amy for posting this over on X. And if you guys don't follow her, make sure you follow Amy on X at IAMLEIGH on X. That's at IAmyLee on X. She says authorities in Texas found a body and a gun in the field near the home of Camila Mendoza, almost 19 years old. She is 19 years old, who was reported missing on December 24th, officials said. Camila was last seen at her residence around sometime in the morning on December 24th. So Christmas Eve, surveillance footage shows individual believed to be Camila searching her vehicle before leaving the property on foot. Her car remained parked at home. Because her phone was found on her bed, investigators believe she may have only taken her driver's license and car keys when she disappeared, which means she might not have wanted to have been found. Camila's mother, Rosario Olmos, initially assumed her daughter had gone for her routine morning walk. However, concerns grew when she failed to return. After family and friends were unable to locate her during the holiday, they contacted law enforcement. A 19-year-old without their phone on a walk? What? No, I don't think so. The Texas Department of Public Health and Safety has since issued a clear alert designating Camila as a potentially endangered missing adult. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, baby blue pajama pants, and white shoes. So thank you, Amy, for posting that update. We're actually going to hear from Camila's father on what he's hearing in the news, what people are saying. They think they might have found video of Camila, and he doesn't believe that's his daughter. Listen to this.
You were at the press conference yesterday with the sheriff. There is new dash cam video. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Oh, it ain't her. She's a thin young lady, 110. You know, weighing 110, and that video looks like the dash cam. It looks like a heavier person, at least 120. I'm a runner. Always ran my life, years, seven miles a day. It's not her. You can tell the person running, good at it. He has shorts, so I see that foot coming. The camera, it ain't her.
No.
It ain't her, not at all.
What are you hearing from detectives and things like that?
Oh, they're on the case. They're putting I told them, please go all hands down on it, please. It's a life. You know, it's a life. We're talking about a life. It's not a game.
And it's not a game. And if y'all want to see the video he's talking about, this is the video. It's very quick, but that's alleged that this is Camila. So here's the video. So you see someone looks like maybe wearing a black hoodie, but her father's saying he doesn't believe that's her. I don't think it looks like her either. And it also looks like the person might be wearing shorts. So this is the one that's circulating. And shout out to the person who posted this new video believed to be Camila Mendoza in San Antonio, Texas. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office released dash cam footage today. The video was recorded on the morning of December 24th by somebody driving to work and appears to show Camila on Wild Horse Parkway. This is based on her clothing description alone, and authorities cannot completely be sure this is Camila. Investigators are asking everybody in the area to check their Ring and home surveillance, their business cameras, and their dash cam footage from that morning. So her father had something else to say here.
You know, it's alive. It's my daughter, and time's going by, and
Sad, man.
hurts more.
Absolutely. We're day 6, Alfonso.
6th day. It's agony. You know, pain. It's hard.
I know.
I cannot
down.
imagine.
Break.
I know. But
Break.
you got people coming in and out. I mean, you got people from Houston. This is
Yes.
worldwide. This is getting a lot of
Worldwide.
attention, Alfonso. I mean, all eyes are on your daughter right now.
Yes. I'm real thankful. Yeah. All the support, people, the Tim Miller Association, that's what I said, and the global search, they're here too. Everybody, and you know, makes that's what stands me, you know, in my faith. First thing, I couldn't do anything without God first, you know, with always God's first.
Amen to that, man. Pray for this family. We're actually going to hear from someone who was at the scene once they actually found the body and when the body was discovered and what they found in relation to Camila. Check this out.
So, sorry again, if you could just first and last name. Please.
Yes. My name is Lori Whitmire, Lori Whitmire, Wittmeyer, and I'm the case intake manager for Search and Support San Antonio.
Lori, y'all have been very involved
She's the spokesperson.
since the start of this case. And obviously this is not the outcome anyone was hoping for, but based off what we know so far, are you confident that this is coming on?
Well, it is believed to be the remains of Camila Mendoza Olmos, and we'd like to extend our deepest condolences to the family if that's the case. It is just heartbreaking. This is not how we want to end any search. This is not how, it's not the outcome we were hoping for.
And you were talking about having a feeling about this area because it had already been searched before. In your experience, what made you think that you should go back?
Well, we did get some guidance from some psychics, if you will, who volunteered information about this particular area. This area did make sense from the standpoint of it. She could have walked here without being on any road, which would explain why she was not on any Ring cameras. She could have just cut back between the houses near her home and walked in the back of this landscaping business. So it could be.
As you know, with your experience in these
always
cases,
do
when
that.
it comes to mental health, I mean, what is your message, I guess? What do you hope people take away from this, even though it is such a tragedy?
There's always help. There's always someone that can help you, or there are always agencies that can help you. If you need help, if you feel depressed, reach out. And there are many people that are willing to help you. This is just a temporary situation. There is always a solution. There's always a way to get help. This beautiful young lady had her entire life ahead of herself, and for some reason she didn't feel like she did. She didn't know that, and it's that alone is a tragedy. But there's always help. If someone doesn't know where to reach out, they could always reach out to us at Search and Support, and we can help them find resources. Can call 988, and they will assist them as well.
A lot of the times there are people on the internet who may not have helped themselves, but they may kind of point blank say, why didn't you guys search harder? Can you kind of explain the complexity of the search and why it's not that easy?
I'm certain. Well, there were numerous search groups out that came to look for this young lady. This type of situation is very compelling, and everyone wants to help. There are a lot of people that came without being affiliated with the search group. And what was important for Sheriff Salazar to do was to try and coordinate the efforts and to try and streamline that, to make sure people weren't tripping over themselves, and to make sure that people could do could not interfere with the search for the Bexar County Sheriff's Department as well. And I think what's important to know is that even though we're search groups, we have to play by the same rules. We're not allowed to go on private property. We're not allowed to do things. We have to play by the same rules, and that's important for us because we want to be able to do the right thing, search in the right way, and we do not want to do anything that could inadvertently taint any evidence they may or may not have.
All right, so we're going to continue to cover this as the investigation goes along. Prayers go out to whoever this lost one is that they found the body of. They believe it's Camila. I pray that it's not, especially someone so young. As she said, her whole life ahead of her. We're going to continue to follow this, and I'll give you guys an update as soon as we hear something from the Bexar County Sheriff's Department, because I always pronounce it the wrong way. Thank y'all for letting me know. Let me know what you think about this in the comments in the chat. We'll keep you guys up to date on what's happening here. Thank y'all for the support, man, and prayers go out to the Mendoza also family, almost family. Sad, man. This case is so hard for me. My husband's godson self-deleted at 19. What is going on? I will never forget the moment we got the news. Oh, man. Yeah, it's Bexar County. Thank y'all for the correction. I hope and I pray, for her sake and for the family's sake, it's not so. A 19-year-old leaving their phone. That alone just makes me think it's possibly the worst case scenario. But I mean, there's still hope, and there are signs as well. Amy shared some more information with me about some of the things she was posting on their social media. Looked like maybe she was struggling mentally, was having some mental health battles going on as well. So very, very, very sad to see. Very sad to see for sure. Thank y'all for the support, man. Thank you to all 7,000 of you that are in the building. Guys, I don't ask for much. Please, please, please. I beg. I do beg for likes here. You know why? Because it takes less than a second to do, and likes are free. I know you guys are going to have a great time on the show. We're going to have some great conversation as well. And even if you have a differing opinion of what we're sharing here, what's being said in the majority of the chat, you can still share your opinion. We welcome differing opinions here. I don't want to be in the echo chamber. We don't want to have a cult following like some other places, because I like moving the conversation forward. So again, make sure y'all say what's up in the chat, and please, if you could, like the video. All right. And shout out to Amy for helping out. She does so much for the show, so much for this community. And I'm glad she brought that to my attention, because it's definitely an interesting story we want to follow, sad story we want to follow, but also so we can send prayers out to the Olmos family. It's very, very sad. But we're going to take a little bit of a turn and talk about Candace Owens here. Hopefully Taco Tuesday is not in the building, because Taco Tuesday has had about enough of Candace Owens, and this whole situation is starting to get interesting. I actually did I bookmark this? I saw another interesting tweet and talking about this whole situation with this investigation. And again, I might show this tweet from Evan. I say it's very sad to see how Candace Owens' search for the truth has really taken a very dramatic turn. Again, a lot of this, I'm going to be honest, a lot of this isn't a result of Candace Owens. It's a lot of what's being said on X, on social media. And Candace Owens even made a great point about this the last conversation she had about everything going back and forth between her and Erica, about everything with Mitch Snow. She's like, hey, listen, man, I just did one show. I haven't talked about Mitch Snow on my YouTube channel in over a week, but this conversation's still going on. Again, it's part of the investigation, right? Finding out the truth. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. We're going to get into it here in a second. Thank y'all. Thank you again. I got to give y'all one more round of applause to everybody that's in here. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank y'all for being here and celebrating with us on New Year's Eve. How are y'all going to celebrate? I know we're going to celebrate here on the channel. We'll be live tonight for Song of the Night Live. So if y'all haven't checked out that show, if you want to take a break from all the craziness that's going on in this world and just listen to and support some of the music from the independent artists right in this community, make sure you stop by the show tonight. We'll be live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I don't think we're going to go all the way up until midnight tonight. So we might wrap up the show pretty early, but y'all definitely stop by if you're interested in that. And let's go ahead and get into our next topic. So we've been covering the entire back and forth between Candace Owens, Evan Kilgore, and several other people about this entire Mitch Snow situation. Candace Owens still has not completely backed down from asking questions about what was going on with Turning Point USA, and specifically the people who were involved during the time that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, before that time and after. So Mitch Snow, he comes out and he says he ran into the secret meeting at Fort Huachuca. I think I'm finally saying it right. And there were several people he names that were there the day before the secret meeting took place and the day the secret meeting took place. Most importantly, he pointed out that he believes he saw Erica Kirk there the day before the meeting took place. He saw Brian Harpole there, the head of security for Erica, the day before. And then Brian Harpole was there the next day. Also, it's alleged that Erica Kirk's ex-boyfriend, or alleged ex-boyfriend, I don't know. The reports on this have been insane, but we've seen a picture of Erica Kirk and this guy, Cabot Phillips, together. So it's alleged that they were together. I'm not going to get into those entire details, but it's said that he was there as well. Mitch believes he saw him there. Now we're going to get into the back and forth between Cabot and Candace Owens, because Cabot decides, hey, I'm tired of all this information and being harassed and people saying that I was there at this secret meeting on the 9th. I wasn't there and I've got the receipts. So Cabot's going to bring the receipts. I wanted to play this segment from Candace live stream that Candace Owens did over on X, or it used to be called Twitter Spaces. And I'm glad that she said this, because she's pointing out the exact reason why this has continued to go on and why Turning Point has just done an absolute disaster of handling this entire situation of Candace Owens searching for questions and them answering those questions. So let's see what Candace had to say. Y'all are going to enjoy this, so check it out.
Like Rob McCoy and Charlie did not love Rob McCoy. That whole speech about him being his pastor, he had voiced his concerns about Rob McCoy. And so again, the broader consideration here is that Turning Point USA is just telling a lot of lies, and you don't tell a lot of lies. The whole world got behind Turning Point USA when Charlie got shot. Like there wasn't a single person who was not rooting for Turning Point USA on September 11th. Okay. And now we're at a place where it actually feels like the whole world is rooting against Turning Point USA, right? Well, the TikTokers are not liking Erica. The people online are not liking Erica. They feel like, I'm sorry, but are we going to pretend that whole AmFest thing wasn't just like weird? Like we're popping up tents of like where somebody died. Like, I don't know. That's weird.
That was super weird. I agree.
Let's respect the public that we're recognizing something's off, and we want to know what it is that is off. And Andrew Colvett is definitely off. Okay. Like he is like off the chains. There have been just way too many lies, and there would be no reason to lie when you have the whole world on your side rooting for you. Why are you lying?
Well, since you mentioned Andrew Colvett, Candace, if I may jump in,
Sure.
And to address Harrison, and one of the things that I remember that I keep in mind throughout this entire investigation is, in an investigation, details matter, but you don't know what details matter until you investigate them.
Right.
And when this, and as an outside observer on this particular story, the Fort Huachuca story, all of a sudden I've been airdropped this detail that one of the top members of Charlie Kirk's security detail is at an Army intelligence base the day before Charlie's assassinated. Now, that's a detail. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it means anything. I don't know if it's important or not important, but that's a detail. That is a definite detail, because Brian Harpole's job is to protect Charlie Kirk.
Right.
That's his job. That's his job as one of the top members of this security detail, is to protect Charlie Kirk, who the next day was assassinated. So, like, this is an important detail. What is one of the top members of the security detail doing at an Army intelligence base the day before? It might not mean anything, but maybe it means something. What does it mean? I don't know. I have to investigate it. Now, how does Andrew Colvett come into this? I'm reminded of the fact that he told you, Candace, that you and Tucker were on some list and possibly in danger.
That's a great point.
Well, so now I'm thinking in my mind, well, maybe he was at some sort of security briefing. Maybe they had some intel that people were in danger. Maybe that's what he was doing there. Like, I don't know, but it has to be investigated. It has to be sussed out. It could mean something. It might not mean anything. But just to address Harrison, and I like Harrison. Harrison's been good to me. No problem with him there. So that's what I'm just, from my own perspective as an outside observer, I've been airdropped this story, this detail, which has now mushroomed. It's like a big mushroom cloud now for several days. It's run wild, people on all sides fighting over it. It's become a thing. And now I have to grapple with this thing. Does it mean anything? Does it not mean anything? How can I verify it? And I'm at the mercy of Mitch's recollection. I'm at the mercy of the TPUSA folks,
honestly.
Erica, Cabot, and Brian Harpole. And I'm faced with a situation now where they've turned it into something bigger than it needed to be, if it
Thank
indeed it
you.
is nothing. If it is nothing,
Every time.
And it's interesting because this is the first time I'm really hearing someone else say this meeting could have taken place because this list that was mentioned by Andrew Colvett that Candace, Tucker Carlson, and Charlie Kirk were on that said they were in danger. So they could have had the meeting. Brian Harper was there. Erica was there. Other people involved in Turning Point USA were there. And the insiders that they had in the government said, hey, listen, guys, we're hearing that you're in trouble. There may be a real threat. So make sure everything's good when Charlie goes out these next couple of days. Also, it could be that maybe this meeting had happened before. Maybe there had been a meeting like this before. Well, we don't know. But it's a great point that this meeting could have taken place and Brian Harple and the rest of Charlie Kirk's security just really sucked at their job and they dropped the ball on this. That's a possibility as well. So let's get into the whole Cabot Phillips thing. So I talked about this in short. Again, the details about this, the drama behind this is that Cabot Phillips was involved romantically, allegedly, with Erica Kirk at some point. I'm not going to get into the backstory of that. Honestly, I don't really care. But he is working with Turning Point USA and has even done events with them. And he's also employed and works with the Daily Wire, who is Candace Owens' former employer, had issues with Ben Shapiro. She talks about that whole thing and Candace Owens was out. So here's what happened here. Apparently, Cabot was called out and it was said that he was at this meeting. Cabot then brought a response and he says, I'm tired of it. My response to Candace is this. I was not at Fort Huachuca on the 9th or the 8th. I have never been. I was home in Nashville on both days. On the afternoon of the 8th, I attended an ultrasound with my wife and stopped to get balloons for the gender reveal with our son that evening. It's a boy, if anyone was wondering. Congratulations, Cabot. The following morning, I was at work as usual. Here are the photos and surveillance footage below to prove my whereabouts. Go touch some grass, folks. You are being lied to. Dang. Look at Cabot taking some shots. So here's the surveillance footage from the morning that they're saying things went down. You see Cabot walking in to work at the Daily Wire. He also has pictures that were taking place with him and his son doing their gender reveal and his wife there as well. And you've got the timestamps here. And then he also has the timestamps of him at the store buying balloons and stuff for the gender reveal. Seems pretty legit, right? Well, you guys know Candace Owens, and that wasn't good enough. What does she have to say about this? She said, hey, Cabot, thank you for finally replying and also confirming that the segment on the 8th was pre-recorded. She's talking about him actually being on camera during the 8th. There was a lot of confusion because, as you guys saw in the previous pictures, he had a mustache and not a full beard, but obviously people pre-record things. In the video that Candace Owens is referring to, it showed that he had more of a fuller beard. People were like, how does he grow out the beard? That is all getting weird, right? She says, also, congratulations. We need big families. That aside, I've texted you multiple times and asked for a response before I published anything. The obvious reason I asked for a texted response is because, as most people are aware, you can simply edit your metadata on your phones, but that edit is easily identifiable if the image is texted. In short, can you please simply send the photo over to me in text message so I can confidently state that it was not edited and it was indeed captured on the 8th. Thank you in advance and congratulations again. Now, this is interesting. If you're Cabot, would you send Candace Owens this picture? Because if it's easily edited, couldn't it be edited by someone else? Again, I'm not saying that Candace Owens would do that, but it's kind of crazy. Also, we have this picture as well we're going to get into. Candace Owens posted, she said, for good measure, she put the entire message here. And then we've got more information from Cabot actually sending Candace Owens the picture. Hey, shout out to Cabot, man. He's just he doesn't want to deal with this. I don't blame him. He says, hey guys, Candace was given the original photo and the metadata she asked for an hour ago and assured me she'll review it as soon as possible. Feel free to follow up with her regarding its authenticity. He said, keep my name out your mouth. And then Candace says, hey, Cabot, just seeing your tweet. Do you mind shooting the image over to me in the text? The one with your metadata. Just because of the obvious ability to adjust the metadata, this was the entire reason I texted you at first. And he sends her the picture. Sure, no problem. I trust you'll correct the record with your audience. Dig into the metadata all you want. So again, is this somewhat of another dead end? Is Mitch Snow's credibility coming into question here? Because it's interesting. It's not starting to look great. Of course, Evan, he has been as hard as he was going for Candace Owens before. And yeah, y'all do with that what you will. He is now completely off of the Candace Owens investigation. And Evan said this in response to Cabot sending the pictures. He said, this man doesn't owe you jack-ish, actually. The burden of proof is on you and Mitch Snow. He shared his whereabouts. Now, if you have something to dispute it, please share. This is Me Too level allegations, and you have actually destroyed your credibility on this. I know you're going to be torn on this in the comments in the chat. Do y'all agree with Evan on this? Has Candace Owens hit a dead end? Is she destroying her credibility by, again, Mitch Snow being proven that maybe he didn't recognize or see somebody who he thought he saw? Was he 90% sure, 95% sure, 50% sure? And Candace Owens also mentions this, and this is what Evan was responding to, that everyone knew to how iPhone metadata works, you can change this easily on every photo you capture. Example, this is my cat who died in 2012. This photo was captured in 2015. I just edited the metadata to reflect Nashville and to say it was taken tonight. However, if I texted this edited photo, the receiver can trace the edits. I just want Cabot to text this over to me so we can be done with this. And apparently we are done. Cabot sent it over. Candace Owens is reviewing the metadata. And as far as I know, we can check this actually in real time. She hasn't said that, okay, Cabot Phillips was not at that meeting. And she said, what does she say here? We actually have something for her just a few hours ago. She says, update. Cabot Phillips has responded to my text to clarify matters. We weren't imagining things. His beard didn't magically grow overnight, as some suggested. He pre-recorded the segment a few days earlier, which makes sense. And then it was later released on the 8th. Not atypical if someone goes on vacation. He did coincidentally go away over an extended weekend, not to Arizona, but to New York City with his brothers from Friday through to early Monday. Entirely unclear why he couldn't just respond to my text, since I messaged him in earnest before we published any claims at all. Again, this is a weird situation to be in. Maybe he just didn't want to deal with it. Maybe he was uncomfortable texting Candace. I said this before. I probably would never text Candace Owens. Like, we can email or something, but sending a text message right now, it's going to be shown, it's going to be exposed if you don't reply in a timely manner that Candace feels is appropriate. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. What's going to happen with the credibility of Mitch Snow's testimony? Again, Candace was very apprehensive about bringing Mitch Snow on at first. Maybe she made the wrong decision by doing that, and she should have just kept Mitch Snow in the background. I want to know what y'all think about this. Shout out to the gang. Yeah, I see y'all in there. Like and subscribe, they say. We've got 1,200 of you in the building. Y'all like the video. Likes are free. I'm begging for likes, and I don't care because they're free, man. Dang. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Brown, dropping the 5-bomb, just showing love on this Wednesday. Trying to get that last bit of love in there for 2025. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for the support. Continuing to pray for you and your recovery, and I hope you're taking some time to relax the rest of 2025. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year and glad you're still here with us. Candace, be blessed, sister. She's still searching. Evan, man, this guy he's tripping. He's all in Candace's comments. Like, dang, it's tough. And a lot of people were saying, well, if we're going to use that conversation about how you can manipulate iPhone data, then we have to question everything that Candace has shown us, right? This is all a mess, man. Thank you, Mr. Brown. I appreciate the support. Man, we've got a few more topics we're going to get into for y'all, including what's going on with Young Thug. I want to see what Evan said. This man is, he's raging right now. Why didn't you do this behind the scenes before allowing Mitch to make these claims to the world? I think Mitch was allowed to tell his story just like anybody else. So if he says, I think I saw Cabot Phillips there, then that's a part of his story, right? Now, was he somewhat prompted to say, hey, does this look like this person? Possibly. And Candace Owens, she likes to show this evidence or show this content in a different way than most people do. So she doesn't want to show it all at the same time. And this is great for her. Honestly, the more we talk about it, the more I talk about it, the more Evan talks about it, Candace is going to have more power and more influence than ever because her name's going to be in the algorithm. I mean, I'm surprised she's not trending right now because so many people are talking about it. Evan says, you mean to tell me you platformed a known fraudster and asked him questions full well knowing exactly who he was going to accuse of seeing that have such seriously evil implications? And you did it without verifying behind the scenes and waiting for a response from the people he allegedly saw before allowing him to say it publicly to millions of people, thus having your fans smear them? You quite literally prefaced your entire first segment about Mitch Snow with saying that sharing Mitch's story to the world would likely make the government have to admit they were in on Charlie Kirk's assassination. Do you realize how reckless you are being? I tried to warn you after looking into Mitch Snow's past for 5 seconds and you gaslit me for it, and it doesn't matter. This guy sounds hurt, man. Poor Evan. Evan's so upset. Let it go, Evan. She's moved on. I know you supported Candace like crazy, but yeah, she gonna do what she gonna do. He says you started a fundraiser for somebody who allegedly you were trying to debunk the whole time and said we cannot fully trust his memory. You asked your fans to give a fraud money without privately verifying anything he said. I highly doubt that. Can you make that make sense? When are you going to admit that you got this totally wrong and you let so many people and good people get smeared for warning you and calling it out? Now you just laugh it off and move on under the guise of a bad lead, as if you don't know exactly how your audience is treating these people now. Sickening. Hey, you gotta let it go, man. You gotta move on. I don't know what's gonna happen here with Evan, but I think everybody's ready to move on. He might be left on the bench here. Mr. Brown says, will you be on tomorrow? Just checking since I'm going to the doctor. You know we don't miss, man. Yeah, we're going to be here tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Starting the new year off the right way. Yeah. I wanted to find, there was another tweet from Morgan too. Somewhat saying, I believe what I just said. Where Morgan Ariel, that's her name. She said, and oh boy, I don't know who this is directed at. It says you can't ask people for full transparency and alibis. This is directed at Candace. And tell them that all of their receipts are fake once they do. This is called being delusional. So thanks. She's calling her new friend delusional. It's crazy. I think it's time for some of you to snap back into reality. Do y'all think Candace is being delusional? Or is this directed at other people? Because this person asked her directly, who did this? She says, everybody is already starting to come into my comments denying their validity. Interesting. I mean, if Cabot was there, if Cabot wasn't, what does it matter? Does it make a difference? I don't know that it does. Y'all let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and see what Young Thug's talking about. Shout out to Amy as well with the cake. Got the cake going crazy, man. I could use some of that right now, Amy. Bring that cake over here. Shout out to Amy, always supporting, reminding me to make sure I get some lunch. Yeah, it's almost lunchtime. We got a few more topics to get into, and then we'll go ahead and handle business over there. Let me see if I could find my guy Young Thug in here. And actually, I'm going to put Judge Whitaker up because this does have to do with Judge Whitaker in a sense. And this entire situation is crazy because we've been talking about and covering this whole situation of Young Thug and him just trying to get his stuff back. Brian Steele has been going back and forth with Judge Whitaker, back and forth with the DA's office. Judge Whitaker already said, hey, Fannie, give Young Thug his stuff back. And she ruled on that. And then Fannie Willis and the DA's office said, we don't think you guys made the right decision. Judge Whitaker, sorry, we're going to the Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals is like, hey, what are y'all doing? Give Young Thug his stuff back. So now we're here. Young Thug and Brian Steele, of course, attorney of the year, most likely attorney of the decade, is pushing to try and get Young Thug his money, his cars, his jewelry, all of this. So he's going to call out the DA's office here by saying this. Claimant Jeffrey Williams' motion for stay of record transmit pending hearing on motion to dismiss the state's appeal and motion for supersede bond. What is he talking about? Jeffrey Williams, by and through undersigned counsel, and hereby files this motion. I just read it. It's a long time. I'm not going to read it again. In support of this motion, Young Thug says this. On Monday, December 22nd, the state filed an amended notice of appeal with the Fulton County Clerk of Court. Seemingly, this pleading may not have been served upon this honorable court as required by this court, but is attached hereto as an exhibit. What? No wonder we didn't hear about it. This is crazy. Upon information and belief, the state's filing of the amended notice of appeal was precipitated by Young Thug's December 18, 2025 filing of his now pending motion to dismiss the state's appeal. It is vital that Young Thug's motion to dismiss the state's appeal be heard prior to the transmittal of the record and docketing of an appeal with the Honorable Court of Appeals of Georgia. Otherwise, procedure would necessitate that Young Thug move this Honorable Court of Appeals of Georgia to remand this state to this Honorable Court for a hearing on this outstanding pending motion to dismiss the state's appeal, and more delay will be caused. They're scrambling and scraping to find this money. That's got to be the only explanation here. Because they say the filing of the state's amended notice of appeal does not change the procedural posture of this case, nor the request of Young Thug in his previous motion to deny or dismiss the state's appeal. Young Thug is prepared to argue his motion to dismiss the state's appeal on January 6th of this coming year. And he says, since it is apparent that the state will continue with this appeal, regardless of whether this honorable court grants Young Thug's motion to dismiss the state's appeal, Young Thug also moves this honorable court to order the state to file a significant supersedes bond based on their conduct/misconduct. Dang, shots fired to date. And then he cites OC 5646. Says upon motion by the appellee made in the trial court before or after the appeal is docketed in the appellate court, the trial court shall require that the supersedes bond or other forms of security be given with such surety and such amount as the court may require. Condition for the satisfaction of the judgment in full, together with the cost, interest, and damages of delay if the appeal is found to be frivolous, which I think we all can agree it most likely will. And then, of course, we have Young Thug respectfully request this honorable court grant him request to stay the record transmittal pending the hearing on January 6th and issuance of the order of the same. Dismiss the state's appeal at the January 6, 2023 hearing and order that Young Thug's property at issue herein be returned to him finally, or his lawfully appointed designee instanter, and that depending on the ruling in this case, order the state to pay a substantial supersedes bond prior to the further appeal proceeding. Sounds reasonable. Grant Young Thug any and all other relief deemed lawful and proper, including cost, interest, and damages of the delay. That is signed by Brian Steele. Shout out to Leanne Webster in there as well. Judge Whitaker, man, do what you got to do, because this is insane. Let's go back and see what's being said here and what was said in this amended notice of appeal. We probably won't read the whole thing, but let's get the general idea of what they're saying. The state of Georgia initiated this civil suit for forfeiture of personal property from a criminal enterprise. This is an appeal of a superior court order which dismissed the complaint. Duh. Given that order, the case is no longer pending in the superior court. All right, let's talk about the timing. The Superior Court issued an order on August 22nd of this year. The state files this notice of appeal on September 11th of this year. This notice is timely. Cool. Record of appeal. The state requests that the clerk will omit nothing from the record on appeal. Certificate regarding the receipts, the transcripts. The state requests any and all transcripts already filed into the case be sent to the appellate court as a part of the record of this case. And then the jurisdiction we have there as well. And then they're saying they have a certificate of service here. Obviously, shout out to them. And that's where it was served. Brian Steele said, I don't know what they're talking about here, but this is insane. And I actually want to go back and read this part as well, because this is always interesting. I always find the legal part of this interesting because they say, although the state is limited in what it can appeal in a criminal case, it appeals in that matter as a party in a civil case. We have OCGA 5633. Either party in a civil case in the superior court may appeal from any sentence, judgment, decision, or decree of the court. Further, the order at issue here is directly appealable as is in the final judgment. Appeals may be taken from all final judgments, that is to say, where the case is no longer pending in the court below, except provided in the code section 5635. So again, it's interesting to see how the district attorney's office is trying to drag this out. First, we had the issue with Young Thug's stuff being returned in the first place. We heard from Judge Whitaker. Judge Whitaker said, hey, you guys in the DA's office, you dragged your feet. You didn't do things in a timely manner. So I'm going to say, yep, Young Thug, you're getting your stuff back. Fannie Willis got upset and they appealed the decision. And then there was a whole issue with getting transcripts. Brian Steele filed this and talked about this in his last motion, where he said, hey, the DA's office said they were going to go to this third party company, get this transcript, and they never did that. They needed more time. And they never even contacted them about this information. So they never even did the part that they were supposed to do. And now we have more delays here with Fannie Willis and the DA's office trying to appeal all of these decisions. Just give this man his stuff back. It's sad and embarrassing to see that they're still going through this entire situation. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. I don't believe this is the last we're going to hear from Brian Steele, because the state is going to respond to this, as we will know, because Fannie Willis isn't going to go down without a fight. Embarrassing. Thank y'all, man. Shout out to all 1,200 of you that are in the building. My goodness. Oh, Jay-Z's in here too. What's up, Jay-Z? So wanted to wish you and Amy a happy and healthy new year. Thank you for your great coverage in 2025. Thank you for supporting Jay-Z, and we will be here throughout 2026 as well. Funny he wants to keep a lot of the stuff that you can sell. It is so she can pay for the fines that she's got to pay. She don't want to give it back because she needs the money. Yeah, I mean, what's she gonna do? Blame it on the fact that she doesn't have enough funding? I mean, really? It's crazy. Happy New Year to y'all as well. Thank you to everybody stopping by. And we've got a couple more subjects to get into, because I know y'all saw this in the title, and this one makes me sad. I know Amy feels the same way too, as we are Patriots fans. So this is another interesting situation. We're going to talk about it. And the crazy thing about this is not a civil lawsuit. We're talking about criminal charges. Yes, that is right. Star Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs has been charged. What has he been charged with? We're going to get into the charges here shortly. And in the next video, we're actually going to break down and go through the police report that says exactly what happened. Stefon Diggs, not a great situation, especially since our Patriots, man, are tied for one of the best records in the NFL right now, having an amazing year. Tough to see this situation. Let me know what y'all think as we get into this from Boston 10. Y'all know they don't play over there in Boston.
Well, breaking right now on WBZ, New England Patriots star Stefon Diggs is facing serious criminal charges. We have just obtained paperwork from Dedham District Court indicating that the wide receiver is charged with felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery. This is stemming from an incident back on December 2nd. Diggs is scheduled to be arraigned on the charges in Dedham on January 23rd. That is just 2 days before the AFC Championship game. The wide receivers' attorneys were in court this morning for a hearing, and we are working to learn more about the incident that led to these charges. We did reach out to the Patriots for a statement. We have that for you here. It says the New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities and the NFL as necessary, out of respect for all of the parties involved. And given that this is an ongoing legal matter, we will have no further comment at this time. We want to bring in Dan Roach now.
And we need Robert Kraft to work some magic, man. Come on, Robert Kraft, like, do your thing. Let's get into the actual details. We're not going to hear from that expert. Let's hear what was going on in this situation.
Well, he is the best wide receiver the Patriots have right now, and tonight he is facing some serious criminal charges. Stefon Diggs has been charged with felony strangulation or suffocation.
New England just clinched the AFC East Division title for the first time in 6 years over the weekend.
Yeah, so now Diggs is preparing not only for a deep playoff run, but as well as a court appearance, right? Should the Patriots make the AFC Championship game, it would be played just 2 days after he gets arraigned.
And with this news, we do have team coverage for you tonight on this snag in the Patriots comeback season. Our NBC 10's Brianna Borghi is joining us live outside Dedham District Court, where the charges against Diggs were filed. Brianna, what are you learning?
Yeah, well, Priscilla Colton, fresh off clinching the AFC East, the Patriots' Stefon Diggs is now defending himself against assault allegations. An employee of his claiming he attacked her over a financial dispute.
Oh, no.
Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs charged with felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault and battery against his private chef. The alleged incident happening on December 2nd, but the victim didn't come forward until December 16th, telling police she was hesitant because of Diggs' fame.
It's apparently at its core an argument about how much somebody should be paid.
The victim told police she was in her bedroom texting Diggs about money she believed she was owed, seen here in court documents, when Diggs came into her room and the two began arguing. She says Diggs smacked her across the face and tried to choke her using the crook of his elbow.
We don't know.
Now, this person, we're going to get into the text messages in the next video. This person that we're talking about seemed to be like they were a live-in chef or someone who had a room in his house, which is, again, not totally unheard of, but it's interesting in this situation, especially considering it's Stefon Diggs.
She says Diggs smacked her across the face and tried to choke her using the crook of his elbow.
We don't know if there's evidence corroborating the allegation. We don't know. We know there are some text messages, but the text messages, from what at least I've seen, are all about payment. They're not about an alleged incident. So maybe there's other stuff. It's early.
According to the police report, this all happened here at Diggs' home in Dedham. A woman who answered the door told us Diggs was home, but minutes later, a different woman came to the door and said she was the only person who lived here, asking us to leave. Diggs' attorney calling the allegations unsubstantiated and uncorroborated. The Patriots also releasing a statement saying Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon.
I don't think that it necessarily means that they're on his side in the sense that they want to see how the facts play out, but they are supporting his right to defend himself.
An NFL spokesperson said the league is aware of the matter and is in touch with the Patriots, but wouldn't say anything else. Stefon Diggs is scheduled to be arraigned here on January 23rd. For now, we're live in Dedham. Brianna Borghi, NBC 10 Boston.
Brianna, thank you. And as she just mentioned, the Patriots are supporting Diggs, who denies the allegations against him. But how do Pats fans feel about this? Our NBC 10's Malcolm Johnson went to Foxborough to find out. He's continuing our team coverage tonight live outside.
Oh, this will be interesting to hear from the fans. But as a Patriots fan myself, yeah, come on, man. Why did it have to happen this year? Again, these are all allegations. The arraignment's going to take place in enough time for Diggs to be able to possibly make it to the playoffs. But it'll be interesting to see how this moves forward. The only thing they have right now we're seeing is text messages. But if he's being charged, we need to see what's there. And we'll get into that in a later video. Check this out.
Gillette Stadium. Malcolm, what are fans telling you tonight?
This is a situation, Priscilla, that is still unfolding, and Patriots fans, many of them telling me that they will reserve judgment until the legal process plays out. Here's what we know. As news of these allegations that Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs attacked a private chef during a dispute about money surfaced, reaction among Patriots fans has been mixed, but common theme.
Hey, listen, if we made it through Aaron Hernandez, we can make it through this. All right.
Quickly emerged. Let the courts decide. Several fans emphasized the importance of due process, saying teams and the public should avoid rushing to conclusions.
Unless it's 100% proven, I don't think there's really anything you can do as a team. I mean, obviously, it's not a great situation, but I think, like you said, I think until the courts make a decision, we can't really do much.
I think it's a shame. It's an accusation, and it's so close to the playoffs, and he's a great player, and until we know more, it's just a shame it had to happen.
I'm always a firm believer of let the courts do their thing before the team cracks down on it, because the last thing you want to do is jump to conclusions.
And a number of the fans that we have spoken with feel like the worst case scenario here would be if Stefon Diggs were to be put on the NFL commissioner's exemption list, which is essentially paid leave during the time that he's dealing with this legal battle. For context, former NFL and Patriots player Jabril Peppers was put on that NFL exempt list by the NFL commissioner. He was on that list for about 7 weeks before being found not guilty as he faced charges of domestic assault and battery. We are live tonight reporting outside of Gillette Stadium. I'm Malcolm Johnson, NBC 10 Boston.
Now, with a more taking this somewhat serious accusation and making it a little bit more fun, I want to play this old video of Stefon Diggs' former teammates while he was playing for the Vikings that's resurfaced talking about who they wouldn't want to date their sister, and listen to what everyone says. There's a reason why Stefon Diggs is a well-known let's just say womanizer. We know he just got Cardi B pregnant, allegedly, and there's a whole situation going on here. Man, Commissioner, please, come on, we need this. Let him play. All right, check this out.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
What the hell? Diggs.
Why Diggs?
Man, no. We're going to leave it like that. No.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stefon Diggs.
Why Diggs?
He's crazy. He's just outrageous. Don't know what he's going to say. Just don't know what to expect every day. So he couldn't date my sister.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Least like to date my sister, Diggs. 100%.
That's
Why
crazy.
Diggs?
Because he's not a guy that you want to bring home to your parents. Like, you don't want your sister to bring him home to your parents, so therefore she can't date him.
What guy on this
That's
team
wild.
would you least like to
That's
date your
Stefon
sister?
Diggs.
And I might add, you're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
Well, nobody want me to date his sister? I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
There's actually seems to be a few guys that don't think that.
Feel differently about me?
Yeah.
They just don't know me well enough. That's what it is. It's the appearance. All right, who don't I want to date my sister? Weatherly.
Why Weatherly?
Because he's ugly.
There it is, man. Hey, shout out to Stefon Diggs. Hopefully, this is all just the false allegations. We believe innocent until proven guilty here on the channel. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. Hey, they say, hey, keep that man away from my sister. Hey, no. They knew what was up. She keeping that stuff because she's a thief. Y'all talking about Fannie Willis? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. She's trying. Fannie is scraping and scrambling to try and find that money. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. They're buying time. I don't know what their solution is going to be to get Young Thug's stuff back, but hopefully it happens soon. Let's go ahead. I had Judge Whitaker up there that whole time too. Let's get into this next topic. So I promised y'all, excuse me, and thank you to everyone that's in here too. So good to see 1,200 of y'all in the building. Like the video if you haven't yet. Likes are free. I beg for likes unashamedly. Come on, y'all. All right. Hey, if 10 people say, nah, not my sister or daughter, that's got to tell you something. Hey, listen, Stefon Diggs was in the streets for real. So we're actually going to get into the police report, and I will reveal for you and read to you guys exactly what is being said happened between Stefon Diggs and his chef at the time, which now we're hearing he is being charged and facing charges of strangulation, assault. Let's check this out from Boston News 10.
It has everyone talking this morning. Patriots star receiver Stefon Diggs facing some very serious charges, strangulation and assault. And the allegations are coming from his private chef.
Also, this all comes as the Patriots team prepares to close out the regular season and head into the playoffs. NBC 10's Jeff Saperstone live at Gillette Stadium with the impact on this, what it may have on the team. Jeff.
Well, Latoya, this morning the team is standing by their veteran wide receiver as they are making that final playoff push here. The regular season will end here this Sunday at home. Here's what we know about the allegations against Diggs this morning. Stefon Diggs has been charged with strangling and assaulting his private chef following a financial dispute. So according to court documents, it all happened at his home in Dedham. The woman says Diggs smacked her across the face and tried to choke her. These are allegations that he denies. Now, Diggs has played a big role in the Patriots this season. He's had 4 touchdowns, 82 receptions in all for 970 yards as they head into the final regular season game this Sunday at home. Now, this morning, the team is responding to the allegations saying this. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities and the NFL as necessary. We spoke with an expert from UNH about all of this.
They want to see how the facts play out, but they are supporting his right to defend himself. And he obviously his lawyers made clear that he will defend himself, that the allegation is untrue according to their perspective. And I think the Patriots correctly would say he has a right to defend himself in court.
Again, Diggs denies the allegations here. He's set to be arraigned on January 23rd, which, by the way, is just 2 days before the AFC Championship game. For now, we're live at Gillette Stadium. Jeff Saperstone, NBC 10 Boston.
Thank you, Jeff. So here's what could happen to Diggs' ability to play because of these charges. The league could put him on what's called the commissioner exempt list, which is basically paid leave. He could attend meetings, but not practices or games. Their policy allows this if the player has been criminally charged or committed a crime of violence. The commissioner may also put Diggs on this list while the league investigates the allegations. Important to note here, the NFL has not said anything yet about a possible investigation, just that it is aware of the charges.
Yeah, leave Stefon, leave him alone. We need him. Not this year, not right now, Commissioner. Sit this one out, all right? Now we're going to hear the text messages between Stefon Diggs and the alleged chef, and then I will read for y'all the full police report that will give the exact detail into what's being alleged. Check this out.
And Jessica, yeah, the private chef filing the police report a couple of weeks ago. Now, according to her, Diggs would only pay her if she signed a non-disclosure agreement. But at that time, she didn't decide to do that. But Diggs, he denies all of this. Tonight, Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs on defense, charged with felony strangulation, accused of hitting and trying to choke his private chef in his Dedham home. Diggs vehemently denying the claims. Court documents show it stemmed from an ongoing dispute about money owed to the chef for her culinary services. A text from the chef saying, "You will be paying me out for the season and the money you said you would give me for my business. I'm out of your life." Diggs answering, quote, "I won't be paying you expletive. Expletive I look like. Paying you and another chef, is you high?" After that, the chef says on December 2nd is when the argument escalated in person. She says Diggs slapped her across the face, strangled her, threw her on her bed, saying something to the effect of, "Thought so." She told police she had redness on her chest when it happened, but didn't take any photos of her injuries.
Okay. All right. No pictures. No pictures of you being assaulted by a multimillionaire. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, guys. They're broke dudes that be slapping their girls around, and their girls get pictured. Y'all remember Alicia Andrews? She was getting pictures. You telling me this professional didn't get pictures? Maybe they were doing something else. Just saying.
Diggs tonight saying through his attorney the chef is motivated by money because she didn't get her way. He's categorically denying the allegations, saying, quote, "They are unsubstantiated, uncorroborated, and were never investigated because they did not occur." Director of the Sports and Entertainment Law Institute at UNH, Michael McCann.
Is there any other way of corroborating what happened? Did either Diggs or the accuser send messages to others that reflect on their recollection of the incident?
In court today, Diggs' attorney alluding to the possibility of a cash settlement.
If there's a non-disclosure agreement or an understanding that the person would not participate in the prosecution, that can make it a lot harder for prosecutors to justify prosecuting a matter.
So it would be a lot harder in that case as well, because if there's a non-disclosure agreement that's signed, then the accuser wouldn't necessarily be able to testify. Now, the charges in that case would likely be dropped. Now, Diggs, he is due in court next month. Live at Gillette Stadium tonight, I'm Peter Leopoulos, WCVB News Center 5.
Hey, fellas, ladies, normalize NDAs, all right? Y'all go ahead, get them NDAs signed. Not worth it. It'll save you a lot of trouble. Amy's in the chat saying, cap. Oh, man. Stop the cap. She's trying to get paid. Let's go ahead and get into this police report and see what's being alleged. Shout out to Lauren Conlon for posting this over on X. This gets interesting. On December 16th of this year, while assigned to the front desk, Adams Mila entered the station to report a past incident. Of course, it happened in the past. Why aren't these reported when it happens? Adams appeared emotional and was initially hesitant to give a statement. She asked for a female officer. I checked the scheduling sheet and saw that we did not have a female officer on until 4 p.m. I let Adams know this, and I told her that I give her a few minutes to think about things and that I understood if she was uncomfortable speaking to me. After a few minutes, she said that she would give the report to me. She said, "Hey, Miss LeMan, I'm just trying to get my money, all right? I'll talk to you, whatever." A female is going to be better because, when I start crying, she's going to pat me on my shoulder. Be like, "It's okay. I believe you. Oh, yes, you're a victim." A man, maybe not so much. I'm just trying to get paid. Whatever. Take it, right? After a few minutes, she said she would give the report to me. I brought her into the interview room off of the lobby and we began to speak. After taking down her information, I asked her to tell me in her own words what happened. She was hesitant to reveal a suspect initially, but I told her that I could take the statement and we could talk about that later. She went on to say that on the 2nd, she was working as a private chef at 7 Schoolmaster Lane in Dedham. Dang, they gave this guy's address. Come on, man. She said that on this date, the male that she worked for entered her unlocked bedroom. They had been having an ongoing text exchange over money owed to Adams. She said that they began to discuss this, which apparently angered the male. She alleges that the male then smacked her across the face. She said that she tried to push him away. The male then tried to choke her using the crook of his elbow around her neck. She said that he was behind her with his arm wrapped around her. Okay. She said that she did feel like she had trouble breathing and that she felt like she could have backed out. She said that as she tried to pry him away, he tightened his grip. At that point, the male threw her on the bed. He said something to the effect of, "Thought so." And then she told him she still hadn't been paid. Paid for what? At that point, the male said lies and walked out of the room. She explained to me that he needs to sign off on payments in order for her to be paid, which is why she confronted him directly. I asked her if she had documented any injuries when this occurred. She said that she had some redness on her upper chest area, but did not take photos. So she didn't have redness on her face from being slapped.
Stop the cap.
Yeah. Just on her chest area when he tried to choke her? I thought he hit her in the face. At this point in the conversation, Adams revealed that the man's name was Diggs, Stefon Diggs. Oh my. Currently plays for the New England Patriots of the NFL. Excuse me. Due to his fame, she was very hesitant to come forward with this. I inquired about the details of her employment so I could understand their relationship. She said that she began as a private chef around July of this year and that her employment was supposed to go through the end of the NFL football season. She said that she normally paid by wire transfer and the initial agreement was for weekly pay. She said that since she had been working there, she had been getting paid monthly instead. As of now, she said that she still believes she is owed a month's pay. In early November, she was told by Diggs that her employment was not needed for the week of 1/7 through 1/14. Obviously, you got the playoffs. He probably won't even be there. This meant that she could vacate her room for a week because he was having house guests. He told her to go home, and she said that he did not provide any financial assistance for her flight to where she was going to be at home. That is where she was going to stay with a friend. She said since she did not ask to be sent home for a week, she should still get paid her salary. She said that it is standard in this type of arrangement unless the employee asks for time off. After the alleged assault on December 2nd, Adams left her position and left the residence to stay with a friend in such and such. She said that on the 9th, she returned to the house to get her property. At that point, she texted with Diggs, who told her to take up the monetary sum with his assistant. She spoke to Melissa from finance, who explained that Diggs had requested a signed non-disclosure agreement from Adams before she could be paid. Adams did not sign any such document. I told Adams that we could proceed with an investigation and file charges, but she said she did not want any charges filed at this time. What? Huh? Why? I told her that as the victim, an officer would follow up regardless. I also let her know that if her mind changed, we would certainly go ahead with further investigation into the charges. Oh, this is why. Because she just wanted to get some money. Now she knows she's going to have to go through the whole legal process, and it's going to take her a little bit longer. So I guess that payday is not coming anytime soon. I also explained the process to her in regards to obtaining a restraining order. She said that she did not wish to seek one. She said that she just wanted to go home and had no intentions of returning. Adams was also going to email me any screenshots related to this incident at her convenience. I also sent her the DV risk assessment form and strangulation suffocation form via email. These were returned to me and added into the incident. The screenshots were sent to me and added into the incident. These came from a different number than initially provided. When I inquired about this discrepancy, Adams identified that as a number where she had communicated with Diggs in the past. On December 20th, around 9:45 a.m., I spoke with Adams over the phone. We discussed how she would like to proceed. As of this date, she still wanted to hold off on any criminal charges being filed. The same story every time. She asked that I reach out to Diggs and ask him not to contact her anymore. She said that earlier in the week, she received a voicemail and text message from a female that she believes to be Diggs' girlfriend. Based on these messages, Adam believed that Diggs somehow knew the police were contacted. The messages stated something to the effect of, "You don't need to do all this. It's not that big of a deal." I wonder if it's Cardi B. I assured Adams that Diggs had not been contacted yet by any member of the Dedham police. In an attempt to fulfill Adams' request to contact Diggs at 10:10 a.m. on December 20th, I contacted Diggs at the number provided to me by Adams. The call went straight to voicemail. I identified myself and asked for a call back. On December 22nd, around 1:30 p.m., I attempted to contact Diggs for a second time. It also went straight to voicemail. Now I left a second message. I notified Adams and also sent an email for a woman, I notified Adams and she also sent me an email for a woman that handles Diggs' business interests. That must have been Melissa. If I have not yet received a call back by December 23rd, I will reach out to her. In the meantime, I received an email and voicemail from Adams on December 22nd. The voicemail expressed interest in going ahead with criminal charges. I called her twice around 9:25 a.m. on December 23rd, and the number went to voicemail both times. I left a voicemail after the second call. At approximately 9:45 a.m. on the 23rd, I spoke to Adams. She let me know that she had changed her mind from a few days ago and wanted me to go ahead with filing charges in this case. I will be applying for a criminal charge complaint against Stefon Diggs based on Adams' statement to me on the 16th. Based on her statement, I will be applying for criminal complaint from the Dedham District Court with the following charges: assault and battery and strangulation or suffocation. It's going to be interesting for this Patriots team moving forward. Stefon Diggs, I think he's going to be fine here. He might have to write a bigger check than he maybe thought. If she doesn't have any pictures, it's he said, she said. If there's no video of it, I don't think this is going to go in the Mrs. Adams' favor. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. Is this a money grab, or Stefon Diggs actually slapped this woman up while he was in the middle of one of the best seasons and on one of the best teams that he's ever played for? We'll have to wait and see. Shout out to Stefon, man. Why right now? Listen, the commissioner steps in. I'm done. I'm over it. We just can't win. It's always something. Amy says she just remembered their kinky night after a glass of wine at dinner. Oh my God. She's just looking for a payday. Give it 9 months. That'll tell us the truth. Oh, okay. If that's the case, then she definitely shouldn't have filed these charges. Why get rid of your cash cow? No, I'll be like, all right, Stefon, I'll see you in 9 months. Child support is going to look real nice. It's called a signed agreement. Other than that, it's hearsay, and you should always get a signed contract if you are an independent contractor. Agreed. Stefon tried paying her off and signed an NDA. That's guilt. That's guilt. And Stefon didn't want this in the public. Yeah, just not right now, for sure. Is you high? Amy says she's full of ish. Les Cleaver says, yeah, she's just looking for some money at this point. Well, I mean, that's the whole reason this started, right? Because she wanted to get paid. So she was always looking for money. It's just, why was she looking for money? At this point, according to the police report, that's all she wants, just the money, and not as may have happened her story against his. Yeah. And it's a money grab. And because she's not getting what she wants, she's making it public now. Is she making it public, or did someone just find this out? I don't know if she's making it public, but somebody is. Either way, we'll have to find out. All right, y'all. We are going to be dropping some clips for y'all later on throughout the day. So make sure, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time that we go live or drop a new video. We will be back tonight. We got a live stream tonight, and we got a live stream tomorrow to kick off the new year the right way. So please make sure you like the video on your way out. Thank you to everybody who supported. Thank y'all for sending in the super chats as well. Shout out to the super chat gang. We have my guy Les Cleaver over there. We have Mr. Brown. And then, of course, my beautiful, awesome, amazing Amy E. Thank y'all for an amazing 2025. It's been a great year, and I'm excited to see what happens moving forward into 2026. We got a lot of great things planned for y'all over on the Patreon. A lot of things planned for this channel. So make sure y'all stay locked in so you don't miss any new updates we have here. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your year. And as always, you know what to do. Keep growing, keep pushing, keep it classy. We go. Peace. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Cat Not Williams is in the building.